Welcome to another episode of the Lone Recruiter Podcast. I'm your host, Brett Clemenson, and if you're a recruiter out on your own or just lacking general advice or mentorship, you've come to the right place. Our episodes are designed to give you the motivation, the strategies, and the support you need to become the very best lone recruiter. So join us, grab a cup of coffee, and let's take your desk to another level. Now today, learnings from outside of recruitment that we can pull into our desks and maybe get some extra juju from. And I also have a passion for investment, and I read a lot of articles, your Warren Buffett's and who's good and who's not. And there's a very, very common thing that they say makes a very, very good investor. And they say the best investors aren't necessarily great at making money. I mean, they obviously know how to do it. The best ones that stand out, the ones that end up being at the top of the list every year saying they are the best traders or the best investors, are the ones that are very, very good at not losing money. Okay? So the best investors aren't necessarily the best at making money. They are very, very good at not losing money. Now, I can totally, when I heard that, I was like, oh my God, I can totally see and apply that to what we do in recruitment. Anyone listening to this has made a placement before. I almost guarantee. I mean, if you haven't made a placement before and you listen to this very exact episode, then welcome to the recruitment. You're obviously very fresh. It's not that hard to make money in recruitment. It isn't. At the end of the day, we get a candidate and we get a client and we place them into a job. At the very core of what recruitment is, it's very quite simple. And then, of course, there's complexities that get laid over the top of that, and that's why we are consistently pushing ourselves and learning, and we need help and support and all those things. But the point is, we all know how to make placements, okay? So the very best recruiters out there aren't necessarily the best at making money, because we all know how to do that. I believe the best recruiters out there are the ones that know how to protect the loss of revenue, or protect or not lose money. So how do we actually, let's go a little bit deeper on that, because that sounds really simple to say, but what do you mean, Brett, like not losing money in recruitment? Are we talking about like getting contracts that are crappy or expensive, wasting money? No, not really even talking about that. I'm talking really about the billing aspect of your desk. So I'll give you a great example. Sometimes we think, I've made X amount this year, the following year I want to make more. That's a great attitude to have, but sometimes it's actually as simple as going, okay, so where did we lose money? Where did we not make money last year? So, for example, we have a desk here that's quite, when we looked at this, we're like, okay, you're currently billing at 400. We want to get to 600. Let's have a look at where it went right. And so we look at it and we go, cool, like you had some great months, there's some good clients, you've got great, flow of candidates, but there's, it's really hard to point to where you could make more because it's quite a capped market. And then when we kind of looked at the negative side, okay, where are the gaps? There were 3 to 4 key moments in the year where they made no money. And for me, I went, well, bang, that's you losing money, right? So and again, I had this is with another person in our business where they do great billings and couldn't really complain about how much they make. But again, they go, I want to improve. How could I improve? And we looked at it and said, consistency, because 3 months out of 12, they made 0. I mean, granted, those months around it were strong and you've got to take that for what it is. But if I were to look at where can we improve, how do we take you from being a great biller to an exceptional biller? Well, we need to plug those gaps where you were losing money. So it's actually then as simple as going, okay, consistency is your thing. When you're getting busy and you're making these big lumpy months that come are great, but you're neglecting the generation. So we've got countless episodes on that. I'm not going to go into that today, but really, if you're going to look at something today and you're curious, like how could I extend myself as a recruiter? Let's assume we all know how to make money, right? We all remember those big months we had. Yeah, I've had 100K months. I do multiple 50K months. We remember the highlight reel. But remember, you probably had a couple of 0 months in there as well. That's the magic. That's where if we can stop losing money in those months, that's all your profit. That's all your gain. So I love this idea of taking a logic that's outside of recruitment and seeing how can we apply it to the recruitment sector. I'll bring you back to what this episode's all about. It's only a very quick one. It's more just to shine a light on things. The best investors in the world aren't necessarily great at making money. They're fantastic at not losing money. It's all about risk management. And so again, let's apply that to recruitment. We all know how to make money, and the best recruiters aren't necessarily the best at making money. They're very, very good at not losing money, i.e. not dropping months, being consistent billers, not having a lot of replacements they need to do, so quality within the work. Maybe they're getting more retainers, so there's more secured work. I don't know what that looks like for you, but for me, having one eye on how do I stop losing money, what point in my desk and my life am I losing money, that's where huge gains can be made, massive gains can be made. So I hope you got something out of this today. I know I did, and there's a very interesting logic. I'm going to try and do more podcasts around, logics from outside of recruitment. How can we apply them to what we do? Because we can get quite insular at times. We do what we do and we stick to our lane, but I know that there's a lot of gold in what other sectors do and how they operate. So I'm going to try and bring more of that. So I hope you got something out of this today. As always, like, share, subscribe. It really helps us grow. We love bringing this to you. Have an amazing day, as always, and may all your deals come true.